I would say right before Sosa, it was Lil B. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking right.
Kind of Bass God really set off the influence. Yeah. And Chief Keef's like a direct descendant of Bass God, and self-admitted he loves Bass God. But so you know, it started with being a fan, and then there was an art show of Chief Keef inspired art in Hollywood. Yeah, and me and the homie pulled up. We had a deal at the time with this billionaire named Alki David. We had just got him to put $1 million into a rap battle, Cassidy versus Astor. We brought Cassidy back to battle rap. So on the heels of that, we're at this thing. We see Sosa. His deal had just fallen apart with Universal. We're like, hey, like, we could get you a deal. What's cracking? And then he's like, talk to my manager. And then within like 2 months, we had a deal worked out.
Damn.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And it involved me literally pulling a Bobby Schmurder and for the culture, jumping on a desk and rapping Finito in this guy's face. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yes, like, I'm sorry for the N-bombs that got dropped during this process, but it was for a greater good.
First of all, I don't think people give you credit. And you know, off camera, you know,
they're not gonna know.
They're not gonna know. But we not told you so. Stop playing. Lush told you so, baby. Stop playing with us. So okay, let's go into No Jumper. What's the biggest misconception of No Jumper?
I think people really got, first of all, No Jumper's like the coolest place you could ever work in your life. It's like an absolute dream job for anybody that likes hip hop culture.
Can I play devil's advocate though?
Yeah, of course.
If that's the case, why would so many people be leaving?
Well, it's a pretty cutthroat job. You know what I mean? Boom. Like, it's very, very cutthroat. Everybody wants that position. That's fair. Your value is determined by your popularity. You know what I mean? Like, that's that's a recipe for volatility. But that's not just No Jumper. That's the entire, not to use the word, you know, redacted word, content space. You know what I mean? Like, the media space. Sad. It is. But you're talking about, like, the juxtaposition of hip-hop culture, the gangs of LA, and a whole bunch of shit. And that's just, like, a pressure cooker for fuckery. Yeah. So of course we're like the epicenter of drama.
Absolutely.
But so of course that's why that happens.
Okay,
but I'll tell you what, amongst the current staff that we have right now, nothing but camaraderie, nothing but love. Everybody, I don't know how long that's gonna last, but right now we solid.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you the question that I think a lot of people want to know. How would you? And this obviously there's layers to this, but how do you feel like Adam, as not just because being the owner of a place, but then also being the person on camera, but then also planning the other shit, it's a lot that comes with it. Yeah. But as the boss, quote unquote boss, like what would you describe his like as a manager, boss, whatever you might call it?
Well, so Adam is like, he's smart enough to know as a business owner that he needs to have people in place to deal with the day-to-day logistics and a lot of things and help him organize, because it's way too much. Because remember, he's not just doing No Jumper, he's got Plug Talk as well. Yeah. You got the whole porn thing, him and Lena.
Right.
And they're separate entities, but they kind of like
have their crossovers.
Yeah, like there is crossover between all that. So he has a great team in place. Like his brother-in-law, Josh, is basically like number 2 right there, organizing the whole thing, and he's the number 2 and he's the shit. So, Josh is great as far as everything from the HR aspect to, day-to-day management. Like that's all him. Then he has somebody in place, Laura, also great on the producerial side and organizational side. So he has, you got Jason, like with the whole, he has an amazing team, bro. He has Remo, like everybody that worked for him is great at what they do. You can't work at No Jumper and not be on the cutting edge of whatever it is you're contributing, or you're gonna get left behind. Yeah, you're gonna get left behind.
I was literally just saying that at work. We were just talking about that because we're the amount of growth that we've had. It's hard for people to keep up with us, or the relationships to sustain relationships, because we're growing at such a rapid rate, and we're outgrowing some people's work ethic, or you know what I'm saying. So like, it's either keep up or get left behind, man. It is cutthroat.
And every moving part.
Yeah.
And if one of those messes up, it's going, the whole machine's fucked up type shit, right? Like,
yeah, it's always a tough adjustment. Yeah. You know, a hard pivot, but you know, it always gets done.
I like the way you put that, a hard pivot.
I was just about to say that too, yes.
Yeah, because you got to be able to be mutable and call an audible at the last second.
Fucking
and
right.
You feel me? You flip the script.
A lot of the times audibles. You know what I mean?
Last second.
That part. What's the biggest thing that you've learned that you could, maybe share with people, like as far as your time there? What have you learned? Not dealing with all these you've already been, but dealing with high profile individuals on a daily basis, like, and also knowing that X amount of people are going to be watching this. No Jumper has a very cutthroat audience as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're going to be in these comments pretty soon.
Yeah. Crazy. So cutthroat, like if they're either going to fuck with you or not fuck with you, and when they don't fuck with you, it's bad. So what's your biggest lesson that you've taken away from your time there?
The chat is undefeated. Do not try to. What the people are saying, we cannot allow it to dictate our emotions. We have to learn how to compartmentalize our emotions and separate it and realize that these people and their opinions of us is the same way that when I'm watching a show, if I'm watching Game of Thrones and I'm like, fuck Prince Joffrey, that fool of bitch. I want to, you feel me? Like, and if I happen to be on a message board, I'll be like, fuck Prince Joffrey, bitch ass. You feel me? Like, and or if I'm watching a sports game, you feel me? Oh, LeBron just lost the game. He bricked the 3-pointer. Fuck LeBron. You feel me? He's always sucked. He'll never be as great as MJ or Kobe. For whatever vitriol spews from my mouth and that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or my fingertips, my Twitter fingers in that moment. So I realized that when these people are speaking about me, they're not actually talking about me. Yeah. They're talking about this character or this person, even though, and it's difficult because us in the podcast space, we're not altering. We might slightly embellish or alter certain aspects of our personality, but we're the best of us is being vulnerable and showing who we truly are. Yeah. And for people they have a hard time coming to terms with the fact that people may or may not like that.
I asked this question because I just got into the space, it's been a little bit over a year. And in the beginning, I'm having, great interviews with a lot of people who are right now blown, you know what I mean? And it was great. But as soon as I started having the controversial people, you know what I mean? Like I did the G-Face interview off, like I just met the dude today, my boy Armo homie, telling me about, bro. And
you knew what the fuck you were doing sitting down with G-Face.
That was early though, super early. Very early.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. But listen, not even dissing G-Face, but you know it.
Yeah, but I wasn't prepared. I learned I wasn't prepared, but also that was the first time I was really getting like, oh damn, like they're not fucking with me at all. And so that's an obvious one. The ones, how do you receive criticism these days?
It's so funny because you were talking about receiving criticism for the music, and I thought coming from the hip hop world, and particularly battle rap, which has a really cutthroat, analytical, obsessive fan base, and living in that space, excuse me, for the past couple of decades, that would be accustomed. Like I grew up on the internet, you know what I mean? Like there's no way these little twink ass, you feel me, Gen Z, SoundCloud, fucking soy babies are gonna be able to get under my skin. But guess what?
Sometimes they leak through.
Man. I wasn't accustomed to the whole dialect at first. I was the whole L stream, W. I didn't realize how quick they switched too. It's like you could be a W and an L within 20 seconds. And then a W again. And then I was like, oh shit, L, what do I do? Like I'm it's like scrambling. It's like when a ship is sinking and then you put your finger in the little hole and then boom, like another hole springs and you put your toe in that hole, and you put your dick in this hole and the whole thing. It's like, but eventually, you only have so many appendages. And that's what it felt like. But really at this point, I just get high and I don't give a fuck with these J cats.
Say that.
Get high, bro.
That's it. I smoke that Ted bud.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll be over there, you feel me, commiserating with my Kush stock weebles and all that.
That's right.
I just be too high to give a fuck what these J cats is fucking rambling about. And really at the end of the day, do not let the criticism nor the praise dictate your emotions. Don't get gassed on yourself. Don't get down on yourself. Keep doing you, young player. That's what I got to say.
Don't let it deter you, man.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's it.
Clip. So let me ask you this. Let me ask this question. This second phase, like almost, well, let's be honest, there's a new world of fame and attention that you have now garnered through your experience at No Jumper. How does that change your mindset on how fame or notoriety, like, do you have a different type of respect for people who have that kind of stuff? Like, how's your judgment on fame changed since your time at No Jumper?
I never cared about fame. In fact, like, this shit is gay as fuck to me. You know what I mean? Like, I never cared. I grew up, like, my entire family is in Hollywood. You feel me? Like I come from a Hollywood family. You know what I mean? Like,
so then you cared a little bit.
No, it was the opposite.
Okay.
It was the opposite. I ran away from that. I could have had a successful career, you know, based on nepotism if I wanted to, and been in the industry, but I was like, first of all, I was a fuck up when I was a kid. Because I got arrested at 13, went to juvie at 16. 16 to 19, I'm in 10 different treatment centers. 4 days, I got banned from LAUSD high schools. You feel me? Barely graduated. The secretary at the continuation school was dumbing me up. She a year older than me. The bitch helped me graduate, cheat on my finals, or else I wouldn't even had a damn diploma. You feel me? Like,
legendary.
This is
I don't know if they heard that, but say that again for the motherfuckers in the back. What did the secretary of the continuation school do?
Bro, like Bill Clinton in that bitch. But
was not only sloppy toppy on the daily, but you feel me, you shot the damn answers to the finals, the history final and the math final and all that shit. Bitch damn near took the test for a player.
Come on, man. Shout out Miss Johnson, bro.
And I'm just gonna say her name's a palindrome. Her name is a palindrome, the same first letter and last letter and middle letters. But we're not gonna say what her name is.
The hell is a palindrome?
Oh, like here a palindrome, like level. Level is a LEVEL. Level is a palindrome.
Oh,
race car, RACECAR is a palindrome. Anna is a palindrome. Oh fuck, I just did it. Anyways, like.
Miss Anna.
This is crazy. Then I wound up going to Europe, overdosing in Luxembourg. You feel me? Then I went to rehab. And then I was in Arizona in a motel selling acid and meth with the biggest slut in town. And she had bacterial vaginosis, so she was wild. Then, you feel me? Then I wound up in the Bay Area, and then all this.
This really is Forrest Gump.
That's when all this shit started. You feel me? So it's like, look, fool, like I literally was living in the projects when I was 19. You know what I mean? Like, I had no business living in the projects when I was 19.
Sounds like Breaking Bad and shit.
Yeah, there's so many.
Jesse Pinkman shit.
There's so many.
You know what? They're gonna make the biopic. I just want to know who is playing you in your biopic.
I keep getting older, so it's like fucking shit up. Like, I'll say
Leo.
I'll say like George Clooney 15 years ago should play me. You feel me? Like, because he slays Poon. George Clooney fucks.
I'm sure.
George Clooney fucks.
His count probably up there.
Yeah, he's fucking everybody.
Who do you think like
George Clooney. Shout out George.
Yeah,
shout out to Batman.